All right. Happy New Year. We saved the best meeting for last today, our senior class of 2021. Woohoo! We welcome you to your first class meeting for the spring semester. And today we have a lot of information to share with you. So if you notice that your classmates are not here with you, you might want to give them a text or email and say, look, you're missing the class meeting, and they're going to give us some information about our senior year. So they need to be on with us. Today, you're going to hear from the admin team. You're going to hear from Coach Noel, our athletic director. Our school counseling department is going to share some information with you. We also have your senior advisors on the line today, and they're going to share some information with you about graduation 2021. All right, so I'm going to get started with my portion of the meeting for today. Of course, these are our email addresses. Please use them if you have questions. We are certainly here to help you. Today, I just want to take a moment to talk with you about some expectations for the spring semester. We're very proud of you because you all are leading here at Granville Central. And most of these things that I'm going to go over, I believe you all already have it in check, but I just want to give you some friendly reminders, a little bit different than what I said to the ninth graders today, right? You remember your ninth grade year. So let me again thank you for being on the line this afternoon. Of course, I am Principal Allen, and I want you to know that I believe in you. Believe in you. You all have been with me since your freshman year, and I love each and every one of you, and I am so proud of the accomplishments that you've made thus far. However, we're not there yet. We still got another semester to go. It is a brand new year. It's 2021, and I need each of you to keep moving forward towards accomplishing this goal. What's the goal? Graduation 2021. How are you going to get there? You got to finish up strong. That means you've got to finish earning the credits that you need, the 28 credits that you need in order to walk across that stage and shake my hand in June. So the purpose of our time today is to remind you of a few expectations and also to share some tips that will help you to finish the year strong. First tip for today, I need you to be on time for your live Zoom sessions, and I need you to participate in those sessions. Remember that showing up for your sessions is how you are marked present for the school day. Number two, on Wednesdays, we will still be maintaining our remote learning days. You don't have the live class sessions on Wednesday, but remember that your teachers are available and willing to host individual or small group sessions to help you. In order to be counted present, you must complete the question of the day by 1 p.m. So that's a change. By 1 p.m., you need to complete the question of the day. So make sure that you get those taken care of for today. I realize that virtual and remote learning has been different this semester, and it is a challenge working completely from home. But I need you to keep this in mind. GCH Panthers, we are fearless and we persevere. That's right, we are fearless and we persevere. We don't give up, we give our best effort, and we are leaders. So I'm counting on you. I've always counted on you, seniors. I'm still counting on you to make good choices and do what it takes to make sure that you pass all of your classes for second semester. Expectation number three, we just talked about it. Participate in your Zoom class. We have the best teachers in the nation working right here at Granville Central High School. They are spending lots of time preparing informative and interactive lessons just for you. So I need you to participate by unmuting your mics and speaking when asked to do so. Type in responses to questions in the chat box. and completing the interactive activities online. Now, you also can turn on your camera so it feels more like you're here at school. Number four, this is the big one. I need you to turn in all of your work on time. Young people, the teachers have to assign work in order to check for understanding and make sure that you have mastered the concepts. If you choose not to complete the work, you all know the deal, then that leaves the teachers no choice but to give you a zero. And of course, zeros lead to failure, which leads to you not being able to graduate in 2021. And I don't want that to happen to anybody. So please make sure you turn in your assignments this semester by the due date. That is the expectation. Also note that the teachers will only provide 10 days for late work. And after that, it's a done deal. So I need you to make sure that all work is turned in. Last expectation that I want to remind you of is to ask for help. I know you all are seniors. I know you probably think you're grown, but you're not quite yet. You still need to ask for help. If you don't understand, our teachers want to help you, but you've got to communicate with them and let them know what you need. Teachers have office hours posted in their LMS, and there's also a document on our website. Take advantage of the time that they're providing to help you. Remember, it's all about choices. You have to ask, you have to participate, and you have to give your best on completing the assignments. What are we going to do? We will help you. We will guide you. And we are committed to supporting you as you work to pass your classes, earn your course credit, so you can walk across that stage in June. We are all in this together, senior class. Remember, I believe in you and I am counting on you. Next, we'll have Mrs. Hellner, who will talk to you about academics and testing. Mrs. Hellner?
Good afternoon, seniors. I am super excited that you guys made it to second semester. Yay!
Yay!
I will say that Miss Allen steals my thunder at every one of these meetings because she tells you exactly what I'm going to tell you, and that is make sure that you do everything you need to do so that you make the grades that you need to graduate. That means do the assignments when you need to, participate in class in whatever way the teachers ask you to, and reach out for help. So as we are talking about reaching out for help, there's a couple of ways you can do that. The first one is by reaching out to the teachers for virtual office hours. That can be after school, that can be on Wednesdays, or that can be during asynchronous time. We are also going to try to do some peer tutoring this semester on Wednesdays. So I've reached out to a couple of you already who I know have done well in a couple of classes that we know we need to focus on. So if you are willing to help out and be a peer tutor, and it will happen on Wednesdays. We won't interfere with your scheduled live sessions. But if you are interested in becoming a peer tutor because you have done well in a specific course, then please let me know. Reach out to me and send me an email and let me know that you are interested. If you are thinking that you might need some help in one of your classes this semester, go ahead and reach out and let me know that you are going to need some help. There will be a form sent out for you guys to fill out to let me know whether or not you want to be a tutor or you'd like tutoring. Final exams. Some of you missed some of your state final exams. You will get something from me at the end of the day today that will tell you when those makeup exams are scheduled. So just read that carefully and please make sure that you let me know if you can make that makeup day. WorkKeys testing. I will have WorkKeys results this week for those of you who took the WorkKeys in the fall. And some of you will be taking the WorkKeys this spring. So just be prepared. If I had put you on my original list and for some reason or another we didn't get to the WorkKeys test this fall, I'm going to have you do it this spring. So just kind of be on the lookout for that. I will mention that in years past, we've had the availability of taking the ASVAB during the school day. We were not able to offer that in the fall this year. But I am going to see if we might have the ability to have someone come and administer the ASVAB for those of you who might be interested. So if you are interested in taking the ASVAB, which is the military's version of a career placement test. You just need to reach out to me and let me know. If you are interested in pursuing military as a career option, you are going to need to take the ASVAB at some point anyway. The scores on your ASVAB can help determine where you might fit best in a military career. One other thing, if you are interested in doing the peer tutoring, if you would like to be a peer tutor, it can be put on your college applications as volunteer work. It looks really, really good on that. So, and so do high scores on WorkKeys testing. So just so you know about that as well. All right, guys, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Wiley, I believe.
Happy New Year, class of 2021. How we doing today? I want to piggyback off Ms. Helena with the ASVAB. The ASVAB is a good test to take to see what career field you might be good in. Okay, I remember when I took it going into the military, because I really didn't know what career I wanted to go into, but the questions and the answers and the scores kind of calculated to what field I would be good by my intelligence in that certain field. So if you're indecisive of what you would like to go into, think about taking that ASVAB and getting the scores and see what career field you score high in. Okay. All right, let's move on to the discipline, emails, and engagement. All right, Zoom meetings. Okay, most of you seniors are doing a pretty good job coming to the class, but some of you are coming to the class and signing off sometimes, playing video games, going back to sleep, still having your cameras up. We need to, cut that out. All right, just like the song that I opened with, Living on a Prayer, you're halfway there, seniors. We are halfway there, okay? And you're almost there for graduation in June, okay? So let's be on time, be at all our classes, because if you're preparing to go to college, this is a good training right now, good training. All right, be attentive, participate as much as possible, ask questions, especially if you don't understand, and then let somebody know if you're having difficulty. Let someone know, i.e. myself, administrators, counselors, just let someone know, okay? Our main form of communication is email to you guys. That's our main form of communication to you. So we need you to check your emails 3 times a day, once in the morning, once in midday, and once in the afternoon, okay? Because again, that is our main source of communication to you. So please check your emails. And also reply when needed, okay? If you're being asked a question or take a survey or something like that, please do that. All right, go ahead, take time to do it. It's not gonna take you all day. We're not gonna give you anything that's gonna take you all day, maybe a couple of minutes. But go ahead and reply when needed, and please complete any questionnaire or surveys that we have for you, okay? I can tell you for right now, miss seeing you guys, because like I said, we've been together now 3.5 years and want to close it out for these next 6 months. And I hope, that this last few months go by smoothly. But due to the situation we're in, we're going to make it, okay? We're going to make it, okay? But if you have any difficulties, any problems, please let someone know. Let someone know, all right? Coach Noel?
May not be with us.
He is not. He asked me to go over a couple of these things for him.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot he wasn't back yet. He's got to go take care of some stuff for athletics tonight. Unexpected basketball game. So when we're talking about athletics, basketball has started. We started last night. Soccer and lacrosse will be starting next week. And football will start in February. Those workouts have already started though. Spring sports that we're going to have this year will be golf, tennis, soccer, softball. I think he said we don't have the ability to do tennis though.
Right.
In one of the last meetings, I think we don't have a place to play, so we're not going to have availability of tennis. And baseball, track and field, and wrestling. Those workouts are going to start sometime in the next month or so, and he's going to send out some information regarding the start of workouts for those events. His contact information is at the top, so if you need to reach out to him for any questions about athletics.
Thank you, Mrs. Heldner. All right, now I'm going to introduce our school counseling department, Mrs. Bierman, Ms. Breaker, and Mr. Brown.
Hey guys, this is Miss Bierman. This slide kind of shows you how we're doing the caseloads this year. Most of you probably realize at this point that Mr. Harris is no longer with us. He is now at the early college and we wish him the best. But that being the case, everyone is either on my caseload or Miss Breaker's. So I have last names A through K and she has last names L through Z. So if you're L through Z, you are actually going to stay with Miss Breaker this year. You guys probably have gotten that message by now, but anyway, we also have Mr. Brown's contact information up there. Mr. Brown is our college advisor for this year and hopefully next year. And I know a lot of you guys have met with him already, but if you have, college related questions, that kind of thing, that is his contact information right there. That's his email address. This should be old hat to most of you, but these are the graduation requirements. So to graduate from a school in our district, you have to have 28 credits for English, for math, for social studies, 3 science, the health and PE that's usually taken the freshman year, and then 12 electives. And most of those courses you're going to take most of those courses are going to be Granville Central courses, but of course we also offer courses through Granville Online and NCVPS, North Carolina Virtual Public School. And of course, you guys know we're on a 10-point grading scale, so you have to have at least a 60% to get credit for a class. And I'd just like to clarify the whole math issue because it's a little bit confusing. So you have to have 4 math credits to graduate. But the majority of you who have been at Granville Central all 4 years took foundations your freshman year. So foundations can be used as a math credit. So I guess what I'm saying is, if you want to apply straight to a 4-year school from high school, you have to have math 4, or, if you took it in earlier years, AFM, some kind of, or, an AP math, something beyond the level of math 3, if you want to apply straight to a 4-year school. If you are not interested in doing that, if you're going to go straight into the workforce, community college, military, something like that, you can graduate with just foundations, math 1, 2, and 3. This slide gives a little bit of information about some of the school counseling programming that we have planned for second semester. So I encourage all of you guys to take a look and kind of see what is up there and what you might be interested in attending. Always be sure to keep an eye on that Senior Haiku page because that's one way that we really try to share information with you guys. Also Senior Remind, those of you who are on that. But anyway, so yeah, these are kind of some of the things that will be offered, and you will get an email about how to sign up for it, but just so you guys kind of have an idea of what's coming down the pike.
Mrs. Bierman, I have a question in the chat box going back to credits. The question is, do the VGCC classes through CCP count as an elective, or do they count as whatever it is based around? I guess
so. Usually it's going to be an elective. Now there might be some exceptions to that. For instance, you can get credit for English 4. I have maybe 1 or 2 students who are doing that through CCP classes, but it is not just like one CCP class equals English 4. You have to take like a series of 2 to 3 classes. But for the vast majority of classes that students take Advanced Granville through CCP, it's going to be counted as an elective. But I will say this, we encourage, I'm sorry?
Also the history and math courses, those count as your.
Well, that's true.
So like if you take the pre-cal, there are certain math courses that you take through CCP or certain history courses that you take through CCP that count as the same thing, like as the American History 2 or the American History 1. There are some. It just depends on the class.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think we actually do have a student right now who's doing, getting credit for American History 2 that way. So yeah, that's a good point. But anyway, when we do encourage students to do CCP just because, I mean, it's a really good deal. Like you get a college credit and a high school credit. And anything you take should be transferable to a college. You get the book for free. You don't have to pay for tuition. It's a good deal.
So general psychology, would that be an elective credit? Someone asked.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, good questions. Mrs. Bierman, did you all have anything else?
Ms. Breaker, did I miss anything?
There may be another slide. Let me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I put senior updates right there in the middle of your presentation. Sorry.
So this is kind of where we are on the whole FAFSA journey. So for anybody who doesn't know, FAFSA stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. That is that form that you have to fill out online in order to qualify for any kind of financial aid for college, which would include, grants, loans, work study, scholarships, any of that kind of stuff. So it looks like in December, we had 35 students who had completed and submitted, and 3 who had submitted but were not all the way complete. In January, I guess this is the update since December, we now have 40 completed and 4 submitted but not completed. So FAFSA completion rate is something that a lot of people in education look at pretty carefully. So we're trying to make a concerted effort this year to kind of boost our numbers. But just so you guys know, a school cannot offer you any kind of financial aid, not work study, not even an athletic scholarship, unless you have completed the FAFSA. So if you are in any way, shape, or form considering going to either community college or a 4-year school next year, please, 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 if you have not, go ahead and fill out that FAFSA. If you feel like you're going to need help, absolutely reach out to me or Ms. Breaker or Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown's also very good with FAFSA. And we have contacts with, financial aid offices and stuff, especially the one at Vance Granville, if there's some kind of like unusual situation that we're not sure about. And I think a lot of students have this feeling that it's this complicated, awful, thing that's going to take 3 hours. They do have this new thing now where, well, it's fairly new. What's it called, Miss Breaker?
Data retrieval tool.
Data retrieval, that's it. So if you are, and it doesn't work in every single situation. Like if one of your parents is self-employed, that kind of thing, sometimes that doesn't work. But most of the time you can hit that data retrieval tool. It's going to pull in your parents' financial information straight from the IRS website. And that makes it a lot quicker. I have seen people knock out a FAFSA in 20 or 30 minutes. So like I said, if you are in any way, shape, or form thinking about going to either community college or a 4-year college next year, my advice would be to fill out that FAFSA ASAP if you have not done so already.
And let me just chime in real quick about these numbers. So the ones where it says submitted but not complete, that could very well mean that you signed it, but your parent hasn't signed it, or you're missing financial information. Most of them are you signed it, but your parent hasn't signed it. And so you need to make sure that your parent also has his or her FSA ID, and that they go in and sign your FAFSA so that it's completed. Schools' financial aid offices will not receive your FAFSA until it's actually completed and submitted. So you can start it and you could have signed it, but it's not considered complete until both your parents and your signatures are on them. We will have another FAFSA event coming up in February. The deadline to complete the FAFSA is March 1st. March 1st. Say February 28th. It's March 1st. So you want to make sure that you get it completed by then, because what happens is schools run out of money and then you won't get any. You won't know if you qualify for free money unless you actually do the FAFSA. And like Ms. Bierman said, you can't get any money, scholarship, grant, loan. You can't get anything unless you complete the FAFSA. So you need to.
And I've had a lot of students tell me like, oh, my parent says that we make too much money and we won't qualify for anything, so I'm not going to bother. Like the research that I have done shows that unless your family makes $200,000 a year, it is worth it to fill out the FAFSA. So, I mean, don't let that be an obstacle. Like even people who come from, households with a higher income, it's almost always worth it to fill out the FAFSA.
I have one question in the chat box. Will the students receive an email if they have not completed the FAFSA? or submitted the FAFSA?
We can send you one. Sure, we can send an email to everyone who hasn't completed it. Absolutely.
Awesome. All right, and I just want to chime in and just say that you all, when you graduate from college, if you decide to go either to community college or to a university, and you walk away without college debt because you were willing to fill out the FAFSA and you got grant money and maybe you earned a couple of scholarships because you worked really hard in high school and when you got to college, you got some scholarships. It is lovely, and I can tell you that that's what happened to me. I graduated from college without any college debt because I filled out the FAFSA and I got a scholarship. I had a scholarship when I was in high school. So please, please take advantage of the help to get the FAFSA completed. Even if you're not quite sure, fill out the FAFSA anyway, because you should have learned in COVID, you never know how life is going to, kind of move you in a different direction. So in my opinion is to always keep the opportunities open. I've also been asked, can you ask if students deciding to take a gap year, how do you go with that? So I guess if they're not going to go directly to college when they graduate in June, how does that work if you have a gap year?
Good question. Are you asking in terms of the FAFSA or just in general if you want to take a gap year? Because the FAFSA is completed every year of college. So if you go to college this upcoming fall, you have to do it then. And then let's say you take a break and then you go back the next year, you have to do it every year. So every single year that you attend college, you have to complete the FAFSA. As far as gap years go, if you, maybe you want to stay at work, I still recommend that you complete the FAFSA anyway. It's better to have it completed and to be eligible for the money and not need the money than to need the money and not have your FAFSA completed.
Absolutely. And you just answered the next question. So I'm going to ask it again if you'll repeat it. So everybody listen loud and clear. The question is it worth it to fill out the FAFSA even if we don't know we want to go to college?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Even if you don't know if you want to go, it's better because what happens is financial schools run out of money. So this is for federal aid money. And although some schools have private money, the majority of schools, particularly public schools, they get federal funding. And so that funding runs, that money, they have to divvy up that money between all the students who qualify for federal aid, whether that federal aid is a scholarship, a grant, or a loan. And in divvying up that money, at some point it runs out. And so you don't want to be on the short end of the stick. So even if you're not sure if you want to go, if you're contemplating between working part-time and going to, community college part-time, or you're not sure, but maybe a 4-year will come through with something, it's better to have your FAFSA completed so that the financial aid office can offer you something than not, because otherwise you won't be able to get anything.
Exactly. What you don't want to happen is not fill it out because you're not 100% sure. And then in June or July, you decide you want to go to community college or a 4-year school. And then and it's too late to fill out the FAFSA by then. And it is very, very difficult to pay out of pocket, even for community college. So you don't want to find yourself in that situation. So if you are even considering doing some kind of post-secondary education, I would go ahead and fill out the FAFSA. It's not going to take you that long, and the potential benefits far outweigh any time that you would be spending doing it.
These seniors, you all have awesome school counselors. Thank you all so much for that information. And remember, students, that the school counselors will be sending you an email to let you know if you have not filled out the FAFSA. So, and also the date of the upcoming help session. Did I hear you all say there will be another FAFSA night? Awesome.
Yes, there will be another one. Yes.
So check your emails for the upcoming FAFSA night. All right, I think this is the last slide for you all.
All right, so listed there is the how to join the Remind group if you have not done so already. It is kind of a nice way for Ms. Breaker and I to communicate with you guys, particularly about, scholarship deadlines coming up, school counseling programming, whatever we got going on. And sometimes I feel like those Remind messages are really valuable because, when it comes to email, some of you guys are really good about checking that email 3 times a week as Mr. Waddy, or 3 times a week, 3 times a day as Mr. Waddy recommends. But some of you are not so, good about that. So, if the remind message comes straight to your phone, I think that is valuable. You'll also see the appointment links for me and Ms. Breaker and Mr. Brown, should you, want to have a virtual meeting with one of us. And something Ms. Breaker and I are trying out this semester is having extended office hours 1 day a week, just because we understand that a lot of you guys work and, your parents may work hours that it just doesn't work out very well to have to try to meet with one of us between the hours of 8 and 4. Some people just doesn't fit in their schedule. So, as you can see, I will work on Tuesdays from 10 to 6. So if you or your parent want to meet with me a little bit later than normal school hours, that will be possible. And Ms. Breaker is going to do that same thing on Thursdays. So we're going to try and see how that goes. We've been in quite a few webinars and stuff with other school counselors around the country, and that is something that we have heard a lot of people are doing, just to try to have extend as many communication opportunities as possible. So that's kind of what that's about.
And if you haven't scheduled your senior meeting or had your senior meeting, please go to our appointment links and schedule your meeting.
All right, you all, thank you so much. And I believe that we need to go backwards to senior updates. And I need to stop sharing my screen. Today, you all, you're going to get some information about graduation 2021. And I'm so excited because you've got your graduation advisors here with us today. Mrs. Long, Mrs. Ramar, and Mrs. Vaughn. And so I'm going to give way to them at this time. And Mrs. Ramar, Mrs. Vaughn, and Mrs. Long, you all can, I know Mrs. Long has a presentation, but Mrs. Ramar and Mrs. Vaughn, if you want to say anything, you're welcome to do that.
Seniors, I know that not all of you have me this semester, but if you do or don't, feel free to email me at any time if you need any help figuring out cap and gown pictures or dues or anything like that. I may be easier to get in touch with if Ms. Long is busy in the office. So feel free to email Ms. Remar and I'll help you as much as I can.
And Mrs. Ramar, I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but can you just mention that we will be setting a time to meet with those individuals who signed up to serve on the senior committee because we're ready to move forward?
Yes. So also seniors, we have sent out a senior committee form through Remind, and I asked you if you were interested in helping determine what you guys want this semester for your senior year. We need some input. And so I believe there was about 15 to 20 people that signed up and said, yes, we want to help plan stuff. So we will be sending out an email very soon, probably this week, and trying to set up a time and date so we can all Zoom together since we cannot meet, and try to start planning your senior year activities for the semester. Okay, so look out for that email if you filled out the form. Thanks, guys.
All right, and Mrs. Long, I'm trying to, I don't know, do you need me to pull up the senior graduation flyer?
It might be helpful, yes.
Right, so, hold on. I'm having, okay, little technology issue. I think I go, all right.
There we go. Okay, hello seniors. I am so excited that you all have made it halfway. And if you can make it halfway through the school year, you can make it all the way. I am confident that you can. I have some information to share with you about graduation. It is January, and yes, we're talking about June graduation. Okay, we have to prepare in advance for everything. Now, if there are any winter graduates in the meeting, your graduation, due to the threat of winter weather this Friday, your graduation ceremony has been postponed until January 14th. And after this meeting, I will be sending all of you an email to confirm that. So just hold tight on that. Now for the June graduates, if COVID-19 restrictions continue, the 2021 graduation will be a personalized drive-through graduation like we had last year on Friday, June 4th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. More information will come out to you later. If the graduation, if COVID-19 restrictions have been lifted, which we hope that they will, then your graduation will take place here at Granville Central on Saturday, June 5th at 11 a.m. in the gym. Now, as we get closer to the date and we know just, what we'll be allowed to do, we'll be in contact with you. So just as Mr. Waddy said, please check your emails 3 times a day because you'll be receiving emails from me as well regarding your graduation. Now, this year's senior dues will be $50. And you can pay that by cash or check, and you can bring it to the school. As for me, you can start paying it now, and it's due in full by April 23rd. So if you could get everyone to pay their senior dues by then, that would be great. Now, your senior dues will pay for things like any senior week activities we have, our graduation programs, security that we have to put in force for the graduation, anything that we have to signage or print material that we have to purchase, decorations, banners, flowers, and rental equipment. So all of that, that's what your senior dues will pay for. Now, fees and fines. Fees and fines must be paid by May 27th. And what are fees and fines? If you have outstanding library books, if you have uniforms that you haven't turned in, you played a sport and you have a uniform, if you have musical instruments, anything like that, you have to turn in. Otherwise, it will be added into fees and fines and you'll have to pay for those items. So if you would turn those items in, then other students that come behind you will be able to enjoy them. Now, so that's May 27th. Now, cap and gown pictures. We have it scheduled for February 1st. So I need you to, again, check your emails because that date has to be confirmed. It was scheduled a long time ago and we kept the date, but we want to be sure that we will be allowed to do it then. The caps and gowns will be provided by Life Touch. So you don't have to worry about bringing your cap and gown. Now, as far as cap and gowns are concerned, if you haven't ordered your cap and gown and tassel, please do it as soon as possible. The longer you wait, the more it will cost. The price goes up as time goes by. So the reason I was, asking everyone to order their cap and gowns back in September, October, November, it's for that reason. The price will go up. So I'm trying to save you a few dollars. So order your cap, gown, and tassel right away. The information is on the website as to how you can get to the, how you can order your cap and gowns. If you have any questions, feel free to email or call me. Now, graduation attire. We want you to go out looking the best that you can. Your graduation is going to be recorded and it's going to be on the website and you'll be able to see yourself. So we want you to be in your best light. So everyone is required to dress appropriately for the ceremony. Your cap and gown is going to come in a plastic bag. It's going to be all folded up. So we ask that you take it out, shake the wrinkles out, hang it up, iron it if you have to, or you can spray a little water on it and put it in the dryer for about 5 minutes. That'll knock the wrinkles out. Try it on, make sure it fits you properly. Your gown should be no longer, it shouldn't be too long where it catches the heel of your shoe. If it does, it needs to be hemmed, or if it's too short, it shouldn't be any shorter than 12 inches from the floor. If your cap and gown doesn't fit for any reason, please contact me. Let me know as soon as possible. Now, if you ordered your cap and gowns and you're concerned that you haven't received them, then don't be concerned, because what happens is the cap and gowns will be sent to me in a big box. Everyone's cap and gown will be delivered to the school and not to your homes. So, but be sure that you order them and save your receipt. All of them will be sent to the school, and then I will email you as to when you can pick them up. Now, when you wear your cap and gown on graduation day, your tassel should be worn on the right side. Please don't wear any sunglasses. Your honor cords can be worn with your cap and gown and tassel as well. For our young men, please wear a white button-down dress shirt with a collar, a dark necktie with a small pattern, dark dress shoes. Now, no Crocs, no flip-flops, no boots, no tennis shoes, no sandals, none of that. Also wear dark socks, dark dress pants, no shorts, no blue jeans, no khakis, and no plaids. Now for our young ladies, we ask that you wear a dress. You can wear any color dress as long as the neckline is not visible above the collar of your gown, and that is not longer than your gown. Please wear black shoes, and no sandals, no flip-flops, no tennis shoes, no Jack Rogers, no Crocs, none of that. We want you to look your very best on graduation day. So if your cap and gown, if your cap is too loose, bring some bobby pins so that you can pin it on so that it won't fall off. And do not wear, well, I don't know if this white collar is included in the graduation packet. I haven't seen it. But if you should receive your cap and gown and there's a white collar in there, don't wear it. Don't wear it. We want everyone to look the same and be uniform. Now, as far as earrings, make sure that your earrings are small. They're not too big. They're not overpowering your cap and gown. So don't wear your large earrings for graduation. Now, as far as graduation rehearsal is concerned, there will be a rehearsal on June 3rd. That's if we can have the graduation indoors. So we will be in contact with you as time gets closer, and if the COVID-19 restrictions have been lifted, with more information on the graduation rehearsal. Everyone who's graduating is required to participate in the graduation rehearsal. So on the day of rehearsal, if you have a job, please ask for the day off. Because it is necessary that everyone knows all of the instructions and that graduation that goes through smoothly. Now, I'm counting on it. I'm planning for each one of you to graduate. I'm counting on it. So if there's some of your classmates that are not on this call them up, text them, email them and say, Ms. Long is preparing for you to graduate. All you have to do is do the work, turn it in, and respond to your emails. That's all I have. I don't know if there are any questions in the text in the chat box.
I don't see any questions. Thank you. That was an awesome job, Mrs. Long.
You're welcome.
All right, seniors, I know we've been on for a while now, but we wanted to make sure that you had all of the information. And so let me just proceed to the very last slide.
Ms. Allen.
Yes, go
Mr.
ahead.
Knoll, Coach Knoll is back on at this point. So if anybody has any questions that they need to ask of him regarding athletics or anything else.
All right, so the last thing, seniors, is that we have a survey that we would like for you to complete. And I have just posted the link in the chat box, and it's also here on the slide. We do have one question. Can we have spectators at outside sport games? I don't want to answer that question. I think the answer is yes. I just don't want to give you a number. I know that when we have our games right now in the large gym, the team is only allowed 25 guests, but that number is a little bit different for outside sports, but things change so much that I would prefer to wait and ask Coach Knoll to share that information. So if you would just email him directly, then he will answer that question for you. All right, are there any other questions? If not, you all, I have enjoyed our time together. I hope that you found that this meeting was useful and that you received a lot of information, especially about graduation and FAFSA and things that I know that you've been waiting to hear about. If you have questions, as I've said before, you've got your admin team, your school council team, your senior advisory team. Look, you've got support on every side. And so please make sure that you reach out to us if you need us. You all have a wonderful day. Remember, class starts tomorrow at 9 o'clock. That's our bells ringing at school. So 9 o'clock in the morning, you should be signing on for first period. You all have a wonderful day, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Bye-bye.